Good evening, y'all. This film, the documentary we're about to shoot, is not about blaming a certain group of people. It's about the reality for America, well, in America, for, hey, my race. And I'm just going to give a little insight on what you go through with the prison system and being black in America. So we're going to get into it, and it's going to be a few different parts that we get into. And free Byron Harris Jr.
Before prison was ever in the picture, when did you first feel like you were already being judged because of your race?
Well, when I was young, I always saw people who, even as a kid, you get into it with somebody that's not black. It seems like the first insult goes to calling you the N-word, or you have situations where I didn't been in a situation and seen my friends in a situation where we might have been friends with somebody of a different race, and you try to go over their house and you welcome them to stay the night or come play the game and stuff like that, and you will see their parents ain't going for that. And you really can't never go in their house. See, you'll find some people, especially my experience with some white people I had, where like I couldn't go in their house. I couldn't stay the night. So I caught on to that pretty early. Plus, my mom always made me aware of different racial things that was happening at a very young age.
Do you think you went to prison because of what you did, or because of how you were already seen by the police and the system?
Well, in my experience personally, I feel like I was probably prejudged before I even went there, just like really most of us are, because uh, when you go have a trial, you don't really get a jury of your peers. You That's going to be a topic brought up too, because my nephew is a victim of that. He had one person that was black on the jury, and my son was a victim of it too. He had all white jury, and none of them was his age. He was 15 when he got sentenced. So to answer your question, yeah, I think I was prejudged just like everybody else in America that's black when it comes up to the justice system. But the prejudgment don't mean that I shouldn't have been punished for my crime, but you just feel like you already know what the answer gonna be, versus when you see it, you'll sit there and see people with the same crimes and they end up getting a break for it. So yeah.
On the outside, did racism show up more through everyday life or through direct encounters with police and the courts?
I say they run neck and neck, honestly, because before I even went to jail, I didn't got harassed by the police before, and I done heard stories of guys getting harassed by the police. One thing I always say about now with the internet allows more exposure to racism, but racism has still been a thing that's been going on for a very long time. At one point, there was no cameras, there was no way at all to be able to capture any of the things going on. So yeah, so yeah, I definitely yeah.
Looking back, do you feel prison was about punishment or keeping you in a box they already put you in?
America is about keeping you in a box when it comes to people of our race, because so this is where one of the things in my opinion where it gets kind of rocky at. So no, I know that every white person or every non-black person or person of color is not racist, but you got the select few that's still racist that's in power, because you could be racist and don't control nothing. That's why I feel I agree with the theory about black people can't be racist, because we have the power. We don't have the power to change anything in America. So the people who have the racist people that still have the power to change things, they still control us. And yeah, we all got an opportunity, but you just don't go as far if you're not the right color. Money ain't gonna get you there.
If racism wasn't a part of your story, how different do you think your life and that prison sentence would have turned out?
I think my life would have turned out If racism wasn't a factor, I think my life would have turned out a little different. Where it would have, because you always got a chance to clean yourself up and then take another path. But when you know, even though you take that path, it's still major bumps in the road. You tend to not go at it like you would normally do. So racism, if you black in America, racism always going to play a form. Racism plays a form in your life, played in your life in some form, should I say? Because whether you affected on a small level, you affected on a major level, it happens. And some people I know, being black, I talk to a lot of different brothers about it, sisters too, about their racist experiences, and a lot of them have big experience. Some have small, but the ones who have small kind of feel like it's just individualized more than it's a racial problem. So, one thing I'm aiming to do with this documentary is, again, not blame people, but bring awareness to things that's going on in the system. And awareness and education goes a long way. So I want y'all to stay tuned to everything we got going on. Peace.